Right. Good afternoon. So we started HTML list in the previous class, and I have explained some of the basics about list. In fact, I explained the types of list, and also I have shown one list on the board. Right. You have to understand the format of the list. So I have displayed a particular list, maybe the format of the list on the board. Right, so let's recall it quickly. So you have three types of list. Ordered list. So ordered list is similar to the numbering list in other softwares. An unordered list, this is similar to the bullet list. And we have another list called description list or definition list. Okay, definition list or description list. That is slightly different. I didn't introduce that one because we don't have any experiences with such list. But we have experiences with numbering list and bullet list, right? But this is something different. So that's why I didn't explain or I didn't introduce definition list. Okay, so today we are going to create, first of all, we are going to create the first two lists, right? Ordered list and then unordered list. Thereafter, we can take the definition list. Okay, right. Look, I'm going to create a list which is similar to this one. Say you have one dot hardware, two dot software, three dot liveware, four dot firmware. Okay, so first of all, it is a list because points are shown in separate lines. So this is a list. Even though it has a one word, it has one word in every line. It is a list. You may write a sentence or phrases, doesn't matter, right? I have put only one word because to write them on a particular space, right? Look, so this is based on 1, 2, 3, 4, which is numbers, right? So this must be ordered list. Okay, so let's see how to create this ordered list in HTML. So I just want to modify the previous HTML file because it takes some time to write the header and title and everything. So let's open the notepad. Right. So it would be better to delete this. Right. Look here. So this structure, we have the title on the title bar, my home page, and we have the body. Okay. So inside of the body, we have to write the coding for create this list. Okay. So, every tag instructs the browser to do something. Okay. With the help of the tag, we instruct the computer. So for example, if it is P, the tag P instructs the browser to display the paragraph. If it is B, that tag instructs the browser to display anything in bold, right? So similarly, here I have to use a tag which must tell the browser to create the ordered list. So first of all, it must be OL, right? OL, a very meaningful tag, ordered list. So this tells the browser to create ordered list. Okay, right. Look, in this list, every sentence or every point is called list item, right? Everything is called list item because these items, they are in a list, so they can be called list item. So now I have to create the list items one by one. So I have 4 list items. Every list item is created in separate lines. So first of all, we have to create hardware. So let's go back to the coding. Right, look, to create a list item, we need another tag. So this is LI. Again, a meaningful one, list item, right? LI, list item. So I have inserted this LI because for inserting a list item. So what is my list item? Hardware. So let's type it, hardware. Okay. So this list item was added here to display the list item, right? So this tag was added here to display the list item. So now the list item has been added. So now this is no longer needed because the purpose for having this one or adding this one is over, right? So you have to close it. So close somewhere here, list item. Okay. So like this, you have to create or you have to insert every list item. So next one, again, another LI. This is for your second list item. This time we want software. So type that. And then close it, list item. Okay. So we have two more. So again, in the next line, another list item. One by one, you have to create. So this is liveware. Okay. Then close it. Finally, list item LI, we have firmware. Okay, firmware, and then close it. Right, now look, all the list items are created. So which means our ordered list is created. Because we don't have any other list items, we have created all the list items. So I can say that the list has been created. So here, you told the browser to start the ordered list. Here, you have to tell the browser to stop doing in ordered list. So this is closing OL. Right, clear? So now let's see the output first, then we can compare the output and coding, right? So let me check the output. Right, look here, we got the output, right? We got what we expected. I just want to increase the zoom size. Right, look here. Right, look here, look at the coding and the output. So as you can see, every list item is displayed here, right? Hardware, software, liveware, firmware, right? But you may wonder how these numbers are placed. Because here we didn't differentiate LI1 or LI2 or LI3. Everything is LI. But even though we have the same tag in front of every list item, here we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So you may wonder how, because it seems to be a little complex, right? Because we don't show anything in terms of numbers here, 1, 2, 3, 4. But on the output, on the web page, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is because of OL. So when browser reads the tag OL, it understands that it's going to be 1, 2, 3 format. Okay, browser understands like that. So when you have the first list item, browser puts 1 in front of it. When there is another one added, browser takes that as 2. That's it. But browser knows about this 1, 2, 3, 4 format because of OL. It is not because of LI. LI is only for list item, right? But the 1, 2, 3, 4 format was there or is there. It is because of ordered list. Clear? So don't be confused with these words, sorry, with these numbers. These are produced by OL. Okay, right. But hardware takes 1 because in the list we have added the hardware as first. That's why hardware has 1. Then we have another numbers. Even if I add another one, it takes 5. Right? Suppose if I add another one here, it takes 5. Okay, right. But look, I already told you that ordered list is not only based on numbers, it may be based on alphabets. You can have small a, b, c, d, capital A, B, C, D, even Roman numbers, everything is ordered list. But here I have an ordered list based on number, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Look, suppose if you want to change this list into small a, b, c, d, say you want to have this small a, b, c, d, right? So now you must understand one thing first. Look here. I already explained in paragraph, but I want to explain again. See, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, which means we got this type, right? Number type. It is because of OL, right? OL is the responsible for this one. So even if you want to have A, B, C, O, right, Roman number 1, 2, 3, O, definitely this must be the responsible tag, because here OL decides the type, right? So if it is A, B, C, D, even that is the responsible tag. So now you should understand one thing, that there cannot be any tag added newly, right? You don't need any other tag for having small a, b, c, d or capital A, B, C, D or Roman numbers. All you have to do is you have to add an attribute to this OL. Because now at the moment, browser knows only a little about OL. So now browser knows only about this number format. I hope everyone knows about attribute, right? We add attribute to element in order to give some additional meaning for element. Or even you can say in order to describe the element further. Have you understood? Now browser knows only few things. It knows only 1, 2, 3, but it doesn't know anything, any other things. So now I want to give more meaning for it, right? So now go inside, try to compare this one with the paragraph alignment. So if you put only P, paragraph is there with the left alignment. That's the only thing that the browser knows. But when you add align, right, attribute align, then browser knows some other things like justify alignments, center alignments, similar thing. Okay, so attributes are used in HTML in order to describe the element further. Okay, so now go inside and leave a space. This is how attributes are added, right? You have to leave a space. And now the attribute is type. Okay, there we have added align because we wanted to change the alignment there. But now we want to change the type. You know, everything is meaningful. That may be the reason why HTML is very simple, right? You have to remember them. So it can be easily remembered because words are very meaningful. I have to change the type. So type, you know, for attributes, value should be added. So in between the attribute and the value, you must have equal. Okay, so OL type equal. Here the value is the first letter of the type. Okay, the first letter of the type which you want. So in this case, I want small a, b, c, d. So what is the first letter? Small a. But since small a is a character or is a text, use the double quote, use inverted comma. Okay, if it is a text, we have to use inverted comma. Suppose if it is a number, no inverted comma used. Okay, so look here, OL type A. Now browser gets some more information. So in browser's point of view, now it knows that it's going to be ABCD pattern. So now if it is hardware as the first list item, it takes A. Since software is the second one, it takes B. Okay, let's save the file and refresh. Look at the output. Now you have ABC. Clear? So if you have understood this one, you can try the others, right? If it is capital ABCD, say you want capital ABCD. So here type should be capital A. Okay, so save your work and refresh. Now you have ABCD. Suppose if you want Roman numbers, you know, in Roman also, we have small Roman numbers, capital Roman numbers. But for Roman numbers, we don't have any special keys on the keyboard. We use the alphabet keys for Roman numbers too. So if you want small Roman numbers, put the first letter, which is small I, small I, right? This one, simple I. This is 1, Roman number 1. So let's save it. Now it is Roman number 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, small. Suppose if you want capital Roman numbers, right? So this is capital I, first letter. This is actually number 1, but on the keyboard you have to press capital I. Save your work and refresh. See, 1, 2, 3. So these are the 5 different types of numbers you can add, right? Normal 1, 2, 3, that is the first one. A, B, C, D, small capital, right? So, and you have Roman numbers, small capital. So together you have 5 different things. Okay, right. But now look, if you want to have a list in capital Roman numbers, you have to type OL type I, right? Capital I. If it is small a, B, C, D, OL type small a. So if you want to have a list like this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, definitely you have to try using type, right? OL type 1. That's the right way, right? OL type 1. Because for others, we use the same format, OL type 1. Since it's a number, I don't use any double quotes. So now this is the way, right? Look at the output, 1, 2, 3, 4. But without having this type 1, only OL also produce the same output. Okay, when I typed OL, you could see we got the same output, right? But this may be the right way to get 1, 2, 3 format. We have to type OL type 1, but without type also we got the same idea. So now you should understand the idea, because you know in most of the time we use 1, 2, 3 format. Okay, when it comes to list, most of the people like to have 1, 2, 3, this number, right? This format. So since this is mostly wanted, this has been set as default. So in browser's point of view, OL type equal 1 and only OL are same. Okay, now browser knows that this is 1, 2, 3 type. Even if it is only OL, browser gets the same idea. So this means this has been set as default. So we set some format as default because they are used by people all the time. So since they are used by the people all the time, this is tough, right? You cannot type again and again like this, OL type 1. Okay, so I explained the same thing in paragraph 2. So P align equal left. That's the way a paragraph is displayed in left alignment. But to get a paragraph in left alignment, you could easily put P only, right? So they are also same reason, because left alignment has been set as default. Okay, so this is the idea, right? And let's take one more thing. See, I just want to have a simile. See, sometimes people likes to start their list not from 1, maybe from a different number. This is not mostly possible, but sometimes people like to start their list with a number which is not 1, right? Maybe 10, 11, 12, or maybe E, F, G. Sometimes we want. So in this case, look here, I just want to start this list from C. Okay, C, D, E, F. So now I put OL type C. OL type C. Anybody, will I get C, D, E, F? I wanted to start the list from C, right? C, D, E, F. So I thought about this because I wanted to start from C. So that's why I have added C here. So will I get that expected output?
No, sir.
No, because here, right here, the type must be the first character, right? You cannot put any letter for the type. Type is always the first character. Small a, capital A, Roman number I, small Roman number I, capital Roman number I. You cannot put any character which are in the middle, right? So actually this is wrong. Okay, so how to start? You have to mention A, right? OL type A. To start from C or to start from another character, you need another attribute to be added for OL. Already we have added type, right? The attribute type for OL. So now we want another attribute for OL. there is a possibility for adding multiple attributes for an element. Okay, at the moment we have only one because just now we started applying attributes, right? But later we can add many, right? 2, 3, 4, many. So now I want another attribute. So go inside of the bracket again, leave a space, look here, leave a space and add new attribute. So this time I have to add an attribute called start, right? Start, again a meaningful attribute, start. So this is an attribute, so equal, then the value. So here the value is, you cannot put C, you have to write the position of it, right? Which character? So, you know, this is the third character, right? Third character. So you have to put 3. Okay, don't put C, you have to write the position. So third or fourth or fifth. So you can't type 3D. So you have to type 3 only, right? 3. Suppose if it is 4, if it is D, type 4. Okay. Suppose if it is Roman number 3, you have to type I here. And here it's not Roman number 3, right? It's not Roman number 3, it is 3. Clear? So now I put A here and start 3. I don't use the double quote here because it's a number. So let's save and refresh. Now you can see the output C, D, E, F. Right? So this is how a list is started in a different number. Okay. So let me type the Roman number I, start 3. So now it starts from 3, Roman number 3. Look here, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, suppose if you want to start your list in a normal number format, which means in normal number, but not 1 from 3. So now it is 1. Don't use the double quote, it's not important. So 1, type 1, start 3. Right? You have the same idea. Okay, so these are the things about ordered list. So it's very simple. First of all, you should know the basic idea, right? This is the basic idea about creating an ordered list, default ordered list. Then you need to add the type attribute as well as start attribute. Okay, right. We can do one more exercise in ordered list, but not now. After studying all these 3 types, I will explain that one because that's slightly advanced. That may not be asked in exams. Maybe it is in the syllabus, but mostly it is not asked. But better after explaining the 3 types, I take that list again. That is also ordered list, but slightly different than this one. Okay, so now ordered list is right? Okay. So now we can take the second one, unordered list. So as I told you earlier, unordered list is based on bullets, right? It is not number, not alphabet, based on bullets. So here I want a list which looks like this, right? See, I want a small bullet which has shade, right? Small circle with shade. So small shaded circle. Hardware, software, liveware, firmware. So let's create this list first. This is not an ordered list because you don't have any numbers. So this is unordered list. So let's create it. Right. So inside of the body, look, to create ordered list, we used OL. So now we have to create unordered list. So this is UL. Again, a meaningful tag. UL, unordered list, right? So even in unordered list also, every point is list item, similar to ordered list. There also every point is taken as list item. Here also everything is list item. So here also you have to create list items one by one. So to create list item, there we used LI. Here also same, LI. So LI, list item. Give the first list item, hardware. Okay, and close it. Then we have another list item. So you need another LI. And this time it's software. And close the LI. Okay. So we have two more. So next one, LI, list item, liveware, and close it. Okay. The next one, again an LI, firmware. Okay. So close the LI. Right. So now all the list items are created. So list has been created. So close the list. Sorry, UL, close the UL. Okay. So exactly same as the previous, but the only difference is there we used OL, here we use UL. Okay, let's save our work and see the output. I refresh it. Look here, we got the output, but it looks like big because I have increased the zoom size, right? The default size will be this one. This is the default size, wait. This is the default size. Look at the size of the bullet, very small, right? But I have increased the zoom size because to show them visible, right? Look here. Right. So now when you compare the output with the coding, you could understand that every list item is created along with the bullet. But here also you may have the same doubt how these bullets are shown, right? So to show the bullets, you know, LI never helps because LI defines the list item. So, but how these shapes, so how this bullet is defined, it is because of UL. So UL tells the browser to put this format, right? This shape. So when you have hardware as the first list item, there is a shape in front of it. You have software, there is another one, and right, and also all the other list items have the same shape. So that's why it is called unordered. I already explained the reason for having the name unordered, right? So here you cannot find the position, whether it is a third position or fourth position or 100th position or 50th position, you cannot, because everything is same bullet. But if it is ordered list, you can find, okay, is it fourth or fifth or 100th or 50th, you can find it. Okay, so this is unordered list. So here also you have to discuss some other things. Look, now I got the unordered list, but based on this bullet. But sometimes as a user, you want some other formats, other shapes, because in a word processing software, you can obtain hundreds of, even thousands of bullets. It has thousands of bullets. So even here also you can expect different bullets, right? But at the moment we got this one. But if you want to change the bullet into another one, you have to do the same thing as you did in our ordered list. There also you tried attribute, right? Here also we have to type attribute called type. Same thing, right? Type equal, right? There we have inserted the first character. In ordered list, we have added the first character as the value, A, right? Roman number I. But here, we cannot insert this shape, right? We cannot, because on a keyboard, there is no such facility. You cannot insert the shape of it. But if you think practically, it seems that the shape of this bullet is to be inserted here, because there we have added the first character. So here, what is the first character? This one, right? Here, every character is same. Every symbol is same. So you have to insert this first one. So, but you cannot, right? You cannot draw like that, right? You cannot draw that shape. That doesn't work. And also that is not available on the keyboard. So all you have to do is you have to represent this one in words, because we cannot insert the shape here as a value. So we have to represent that in a different manner. So we have to use a word which is used for this shape. So this shape is called, okay, 1 second. I just want to, wait 1 second. I just want to show another bullet, not this bullet. I just want to show a circle. This. Okay, not the shaded one, a normal circle without shading, right? So that's the expected output now. So now I have to use a UL type, and I cannot draw that circle, right? Like this small circle. That facility is not there. So what I do here is represent that shape in Word. So here put the double quote. This is called circle, right? That circle without shading is called circle. So type that. So now browser knows that the type of the bullet will be circle. The meaning of the type circle is well understood by the browser. Okay. So now save your work and refresh. Now see, we got the circle type. Okay. And even if you want another bullet, say I just want a bullet as a square with shading, right? A small square with shading like this. Okay, so let's take the coding again. Here also, you cannot draw that or you cannot insert that shape here. You have to define in words. So take that as square. Okay, UL type square. I see now you got the square. So now coming back to the default one. See, earlier when we used only UL, we got this shape. The name for this shape is called disk type. That is called disk. So if you want to get the disk type, it must be disk, UL type disk. Okay. Look at you got the disk. But even without having this type disk, you could get disk because this has been set as default. In ordered list, that 1, 2, 3 pattern has been set as default type. But here in unordered, they have set this disk type as a default type. It may be because of the commonly used one, right? Because as I told you earlier, the commonly used things are set as default. So this has been set because it might be used by people around the world. So this was the preferred one. That's why it has been set. Okay, UL type disk. Look, in unordered list types, you have only these three: disk type, circle, and square. But when it comes to word processing software or some other application software, as I told you earlier, you can find maybe thousands of bullets. The reason is their purpose is different. Word processing software is for creating documents, multiple documents, posters, notices, books, and other things. There we want some colorful bullets, maybe some different bullets, because you have to attract the people. When a notice is pasted, people must be attracted by using such things. But here, as we discussed earlier, this is only for viewing in front of the monitor, because we are designing web pages. So since it is only a web page, you cannot expect such choices in HTML, because someone has to read and understand by sitting in front of the monitor. So here you cannot have such choices. We have only 3 bullets, very simple bullets, in order to show your points, right? Disk type, square, and circle. You cannot use other question mark or right some other things, asterisk or some other things. They are not possible. Clear? Right. So this is the unordered list, UL type list. So when you compare the ordered list and unordered list, you could easily find the similarities. Almost similar. They are OL, here UL. They also you use type, here also type. They are typed different because 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D. That's why you have added the first character. But here the type is different because it depends on the shape. So here we have to write the name of the shape, name of the bullet. So here we have 3 bullets. Okay. But here you cannot use start because here everything is same. If you take a list, every bullet is same. So why do you use that start? There we have to start from a different character, right? So there we have to use start. But here, no need for having start. Start doesn't make any sense, right? So that is the fact, right? One more thing, look here. I just forget to say one thing in ordered list. So let's take ordered list again. One thing, OL type, right? I put C. So look here, if I save my work, what will be displayed as output now? What is the output now?
List with numbers.
So are you trying to say that 1, 2, 3 format?
Yes, sir.
Any others? But what could be the output now? OL type C. Is it 1, 2, 3? Or will we get any error, or will it be no output? What is your idea?
The content will be displayed without ordered list.
Without list, without symbols. Okay. Others? Any guesses? Right. Look. So definitely you will get 1, 2, 3. Yes, you are right. 1, 2, 3 format is there. Look here. You got 1, 2, 3 format. How? Anybody how? Can you explain? How did we get one?
Attribute is wrong. Definitely ordered list with default type
Yes.
will be displayed.
Okay. I will elaborate. So here the problem is, browser is the responsible component to read every line and execute, right? So, browser starts from the top and reads one by one and performs that. So when browser comes here, browser reads this OL, right? Immediately browser understands. Okay, browser knows OL. Then it reads the type. Okay, when browser reads the type, it expects the value because values are added for attribute. So now in browser's point of view, you have 5 values. What are they? Small a, capital A, small I, capital I, and 1. These are the 5. But you put C. So what happens now? Browser is unable to understand this one. If you put C, browser doesn't understand C. So browser doesn't understand C. It means browser doesn't understand type because, values are always added for attribute. So browser doesn't understand C. It means browser doesn't understand the attribute C. So, but browser, okay, now look at this one. Look at this highlighted part. This highlighted part is the problem. So now browser ignores that because browser has an ability to show whatever it understands. And if something is not understood, browser ignores. So in this particular line, browser doesn't understand this selected part. So this selected part will be ignored. So now suppose, okay, now let me delete it. So in browser's point of view, now it is only OL. So since OL is there, it has the meaning because in browser's point of view, OL has the meaning of ordered list type 1 because that's the default one, right? So now it takes the default one. Okay, so don't think that you will get error or no output or something. There is no error at all, right? I already explained in HTML, you will not get any error. Right? If your coding is perfect, if it is perfectly written, definitely you will get the expected output. If some coding is not perfect or is not written correctly, that will be ignored by the browser, and browser shows only the understood part. Browser never ignores the whole coding, right? Because in the whole lines, there may be some lines which can be understood by the browser. So browser definitely tries them. Okay, so in this case, we got 1, 2, 3. It is because of this OL. Clear? Right. So this is unordered list. So the third list, definition list or description list. For definition list or description list, I don't want to show the list on the board first. The reason is you don't have any experiences with definition lists. But earlier I have shown the ordered list and unordered list before I try the coding, because we are very familiar with ordered list and unordered list. But since definition list is something new, I cannot show that first, because even I show, you can't understand that one. So let me try the coding first. Okay, after that we can see the output and compare both. Okay, before that I tell you the reason for having or creating the definition list. So definition list is always created to display words along with the definitions. Repeat it. Definition list is for displaying the words and their definitions. For example, say if you take ICT or even computer, there are thousands of words available. They are technical words. They are the words related to this field. So now I can show the words and their meanings. Like computer, it's a word, and I can show the definition or description, right? Like it's an electronic machine to convert the data to information. So word and definition. Maybe in the next line I can show another word, right? Like random access memory. Then I can define it. Describe that. A primary memory to keep the data, such things. So, okay, one by one, I can show thousands of words. This may be the reason why definition lists are created. Okay, let's create the definition list first, and then I will explain, right? Look here. Right, to create the definition list, first of all, you have to use DL. Earlier, we used OL for creating ordered list. Then we tried UL for creating unordered list. Now it is DL because we are going to create definition list, right? Okay. As I told you earlier, in definition list, words and their descriptions are shown. So first of all, I have to display a word. Then only I can describe that, right? So now time to display a word. To display a word in definition list, you need to use an attribute. Sorry, you need to use a tag called DT, definition term, right? Definition term. Term is word, right? TERM, term, word. So definition term. Look, everything is meaningful. So now I have to insert the word. Okay, let me type computer. This is my word. Okay, so close the DT. So word, now time to display the description. So to display the description, you have to use another tag called DD. DD, this is definition description, right? Definition description. DD. So now start typing your description, right? You may type in a line, maybe more than one line, maybe some words, anything possible. So let me describe briefly. I type an electronic machine. Oh, okay, an electronic machine. So this is my description. So I have to close DD. That's it. This is for one word, right? So if you want many words, multiple words, you have to do the same thing. So let's say you want to show another word. So again, DT, definition term. So give you a term, okay, random access memory, RAM. This is my term, DT, close the DT. Now time to describe that. So you need DD, definition, description, and describe that, right? Primary memory. I just want to describe primary memory for storing data. Okay, storing data. This is my description. So now I can close DD. Okay, now we have 2 words and their descriptions. Okay, let me type one more word in order to show the output. I just want another one, because sometimes if you have only 1 word or 2 words, you cannot understand the pattern, maybe output shape. So let me add another one, DT, definition term. Okay, let's type printer or something, printer. Close the DT. In the next line, DD, description, right? Definition, description. I type hard copy, a hard copy, output device. Okay, so close the DD. Okay, your list can go in this manner. Very simple coding, DT and DD. This is one pair. You have to repeat again and again because you have so many words. Okay, so at one stage, you have to close the list. So how? DL, because list was started with DL on the top. So it is closing tag, DL. Let's save our work and look at the output. I just want to reduce the zoom size. This is the normal size, default size. Okay. Right, now look at this list. It's very perfect. Even users will never face any problems in reading and understanding these things. Look here, look at that. Look at the pattern. All these words are in one line. They are aligned. Look at the alignment. They are aligned. They are straightened. Every word starts in the same position. And look at the definition. The definitions are not shown in the same line. They are shown in a separate line. And even look at the definitions. They all start in a same point. So this makes your list as perfect. Look here. Assume you have hundreds of words in this page, in this web page. At the moment, we have only 3. So assume you have 500 names, words, and 500 definitions. Imagine the size of the page. It's very big, right? So now, when users read them, sometimes they may get or they may feel uncomfortable when you organize this one in a different manner. But now, because of this organization, they never feel any inconvenient. They feel comfortable because look at them, words are in a straight manner, definitions are straight manner, so they can easily read and understand. Clear? Even though the word is big or small, look at the first word and second word. In the first word, you have 7 characters, right? 7 or 8 characters. In the second one, you have only 3 characters. So the first word ends here. Okay, here. Second word ends here. But look at the point where the definition starts. Definition starts in the same place. So there is no problem at all. But suppose if you try, so assume you may think, okay, so somebody may think that numbering list, or which means ordered list or unordered list also possible. You may think, right? You may think they are also possible because they are also, we can show the things one by one. But imagine if you are trying to show, if you are trying to use ordered list. Look here, OL. Then you have to try LI. Okay, computer. Then you may put a dash or something and describe that, right? An electronic machine. Okay, an electronic machine, and you have to close that LI. Okay, then again another LI. Write your RAM, random access memory, and you have to describe, right, a primary memory or something. Then close the LI. LI printer, right, a hard copy output device. Then close the LI. Right. Then finally close the OL. Right. Think about the output of this one. So now what happens? Your output will be like this, right? This is ordered list. So 1.computer. Since you have put a dash there, dash, and the description, right? An electronic machine. Then 2.RAM. Since you put a dash there, here dash, and a primary memory. Okay. Then third, printer, dash, a hard copy output device. Right, look at that. It doesn't look good because, see, in the first one, your definition starts somewhere here. In the second one, your definition starts here because the word RAM has only few letters, right? It starts here. In the first one, definition starts in a different place. Here, it's here. Even in the next one, the definition starts somewhere here. Imagine you have a big word, right? Like, right, let's say cathode ray tube. The next one is cathode ray tube. This word has many letters. So now your definition starts somewhere here. This is not good because when you are working with hundreds of lines, you will definitely feel inconvenient. But if you try the definition list, you will not get any inconvenience because now the words and the definitions are clearly arranged. This is the reason why definition list is used. Okay, so definition list is mostly used for creating glossaries. You know, online glossary. Glossaries are available as printed books, but I'm talking about online glossary. So glossary is nothing. It's a collection of words, right, related to a particular field. So IT glossary or physics glossary or right science glossary. So it's a collection of words related to a particular field. So assume I'm creating a web page for IT glossary. So which means my web page must have IT words and definitions. So in this case, if I create such words in definition list, it would be very convenient for the users because the format is the reason, right? The words are in one line and the definitions also straightened. Okay, so this is the definition list. For creating the definition list, you have to use three things, three new tags. Okay, DL, this is for creating the definition list, or even you can say this is for defining the definition list, DL. For displaying the word, we use DT, definition term. For displaying the description, we use DD, definition description. Okay, so with the help of these three tags, you can easily create. But you must remember the format of the output, right? Often asked in the exams, especially in MCQ, you have to remember them. Words come first, right? Descriptions will be little inside, but shown in the next line. Okay, descriptions never be shown straight to the words. They must be indented. Indented means you can see there's a space left. This is called indentation. You can see, right? There's a space left. So this is called indented, indent. So we pushed little inside, right? That is called indented, indentation. So words are first, right? They are displayed in a straight manner and their descriptions are displayed little inside. Okay, this is the format of definition list. Clear? So now we discussed all these three lists: ordered list, unordered list, and definition list. But I need to explain something about ordered list and unordered list again, but not the same thing. Maybe something related to these two. Little advanced, but today we don't have enough time because at the moment time is almost up. So I will explain those things maybe in the next class. Okay, but remember these three lists: very important for your exams. Okay. Any questions about these three? All right. All right. So that's it for today. So please refer these things again and understand the structure of these three lists. Okay. That's it. See you next time. Thank you.